So the topic of life balance, especially when it comes to athletes, is I think a really sticky one because the very best people at whether it's a business, like world-class musicians, world-class athletes, they don't have balance in their life. I didn't have balance in my life. I loved baseball so much. I would go throw a tennis ball off the wall for 2 hours, play in the backyard till it was dark. And even when I wasn't actually doing a baseball thing, it was like just the only thing that I really cared about. And it was like that from age 8 until age 30 when I retired. And when I retired, when my shoulder was ruined and I just had to hang them up, I got released and I couldn't rehab and it just wasn't going to happen. It was just you wake up and you're like, "Well, what do I do now? I don't have practice. My teammates are off in the dugout doing their thing. They're still in the hunt. I'm here all alone. I don't know what my purpose is anymore." And that's a really hard kind of dark place to be in, and that's what I think everyone's trying to avoid, where we say if we give people balance, then when they get to the end, they can just hop to the next thing and they have all these other things that bring them joy. But a lot of people just aren't wired like that. And so I think as a parent, especially, it's just understanding how is your kid wired. I was wired, and I think I in a lot of ways still am wired to, if I find something that this is like my purpose or my whatever, it's like I'm all in on it, and I'm going to be really, really good at it and devote my whole self to it. And I think in a lot of ways, it's like a relationship or love. Like my father passed away last year. I wouldn't love him less so that it's easier to let him go when he dies. And I think in some ways that's kind of how we think about balance. Like if you have more things to distract you or other stuff, it's like then it'll be easier to let it go. And I don't think that's how it works, especially for people who just aren't wired that way. I think what you have to do to help people when the time comes where they're forced to pivot because they're kicked out the back door by their sport or their job or whatever, and that thing is just over, is did they learn the toolkit to pivot away from it? So for me, I have a lot of self confidence that I built from baseball. I have a lot of self awareness, and I'm lucky that I'm a smart person and I can become good at things. I have a lot of skills like writing, other stuff. So I knew when I was done, I didn't know what I was going to do yet. In a lot of ways, I still don't. I still just kind of do things that bring me some joy and I think I'm good at and that can help other people. But you just try to follow the skills that you have and say, if I plug along and just one foot in front of the other, things are going to get better and I'll eventually figure out whatever my next big thing is. But it's that toolkit, not loving your sport less or necessarily having more balance, that really helps people, I think, move forward. So obviously that was just my journey. Everyone's wired different, but I think a lot of times we think of balance as being this achievable goal, and for some people like me, it simply wasn't, and that's also okay.